All right, my name is Samantha Hevage. So we are starting another class for grade 8 Cambridge computer science. Let me share my desktop. I think everybody can see my desktop. Right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we yesterday last week we remember that we have done some uh, computer peripherals, right? We talk about the motherboard, we talk about the lot of hardware devices, right? So we'll continue from that place, right? What we have what we have stopped last week, right? So we have just talk about RAM. I just recap. Wait, this is I will. All right. So it is all right. So random access memory. So we know that this is the which memory?
Random access memory.
Yeah.
Random
So
access
this is a volatile memory, right? Right. This is a volatile memory. So volatile memory means what? When the machine is switched off, right? So data will be lost. So that's the whole idea about the volatile memory, right? So it is called volatile memory. When the machine is switched off, data will be lost, right? So I said that anyway, our operating system, right? I mean, the OS will be loaded, no?
Yeah.
Yes, OS will be loaded. Why this OS will be loaded? When the machine is switched on, I said, first of all, OS will be loaded to the RAM. Assuming that you are opening the Office, right? We say Office 2010, for example. So this will be again loaded to the RAM Office. If you play a VLC player or like we saw video, right? You play some video that also copy to the RAM. So that's what I said. The random access memory. If you have a more RAM, your machine will be get high speed or the more performance. More RAM, more performance. Less RAM, less performance. Remember that. Less RAM, less performance. This is not only for the computers, even the mobile phone, whatever the electronic device, right? Whatever the electronic device, if they have a random access memory or something called so-called RAM. So RAM would be the currently working applications and the programs all running on the RAM. So that's what everybody likes to go with higher RAM. But you know, when you go higher RAM, same way the expensive also. That also keep in mind. Expensive, right? All right. Okay, I think we have discussed about the cache memory as well, right? I said that cache memory is the high speed memory location, right? High speed memory location. What do you mean by high speed memory location? High speed memory location means it will save but recent accessible files, right? Recent accessible files. That's the idea about recent accessible files. And high speed means it's read and write, right? Execution, right? Read write execution is happening at a high speed. right? That's the idea about the high speed. That means data rate or reading or writing onto the RAM is very high speed, not like the normal RAM. Normally nowadays in the laptops, we say i7. Normally they have at least cache memory starting from 4 MB, then it goes to the 6 MB, and then it goes to the 8 MB, something like that. See, where is you feel that it's a 8 MB, very small. No, this is not a RAM, right? This is a special memory called cache memory. Totally different, conceptually different. Even though it has a 8 MB, right? It's a huge things because we are not saving everything here. We are only saving small system files which can access to the CPU, right? Which is tagged with the currently accessing file. Currently access files only. Okay. So that is the importance of the cache memory. All right. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
All
sir.
right. All right. So I think these are just to recap last week what we have done. Even the ROM we have discussed ROM. I remember. Right. I have shown a lot of images. Right. Can you remember? I show you BIOS. Right. Right. Some system files. Right. Normally the ROM read-only memory. I said that this is non-volatile memory. Non-volatile memory. Right. In the ROM chip, I said that this ROM is embedded into the manufacturing stage of the motherboard. Manufacturing stage. That means when the motherboard is making, at that time only this ROM chip will be embedded. This is the integrated circuit. A small chip we are embedded into our motherboard. Right? All right. So that's how the ROM. This I said that this ROM has BIOS. Small program called BIOS. What's the meaning of BIOS, Edison? Give me the answer.
Basic input output system.
Very good. Basic input output system. Basic input output system. That is called BIOS. So Dulaj, why we use BIOS? What is the importance of the BIOS? Anyone?
To give instructions to the PC.
To give instructions to the PC. Not exactly. Anyone? I talked these things. I remember. BIOS. Basic input output systems. Can't you remember I said that when the machine is switched on, there will be a hardware diagnostic?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, hardware diagnostic is going, right? And you can change your hardware settings, right? There are a lot of advanced system settings in hardware, right? So we can change it. So by normally we can't do those things by Windows. Once loaded Windows operating system in your machine or the laptop or desktop, Windows, you can't change hardware. We can change some of the hardware setting, but not the exact one. So exact one, you have to go to the BIOS, basic input output system. Right? In there, we have every options. Right? We have a lot of options there. Right? Normally, you can change the boot sequence of the computer. What do you mean by the boot sequence? Right? Let me allow this automatically. All right. Right. So boot sequence means when the machine is switched on, right? The computer say that, okay, what to test first? What to check first? Check means what? Where your boot file is there. Boot, we say that boot loader. You know, there's a file called boot loader. You know what it means is the boot loader is the particular file where the operating system is starting to turn on. Right? It's like a key of the vehicle. When you switch on the key, only your car will be start. Even the motorbike, whatever the vehicle, right? If you want to start it, you have to put the key and switch on your vehicle. Same thing, if you want to start your Windows or the Linux or whatever the operating system or Macintosh or in MacBook or whatever the device, the file called bootloader is there. The bootloader file should be triggered, right? So that decide by BIOS. From boot sequence, we can say, okay, first of all, you go to the hard disk. Check whether boot file is there. This is a computer science, right? Boot file. So how these things are working inside, right? Boot files. Or else you can change it, go to the CD-ROM. Check whether there's a Windows operating system files there. Normally earlier, right, when you refresh the operating, what do you mean by refresh the operating system? Then you have to know these things. Refresh OS means what? අපි කියනවා refresh කරනවා කියලා OS එක. What's the idea about that? Anyone? Refresh the operating system. No, Baba, refresh the operating system is we are reinstalling the operating system. Reinstalling. What do you mean by reinstalling? We are
Downloading again.
not downloading. We are setting up Windows fresh copy to your laptop or desktop, whatever the device, notebook, right? So this kind of a things we have to do once the OS is corrupted. Sometime OS will be corrupted. That means the system files has been damaged. And in that case, we have to refresh. Sometime due to malware, due to spyware, due to malicious activity, OS operating system has been cracked or something. So we can't use it. So at that time only we have to go for the refresh it. So now, Dulaj, what is the meaning of refreshing? What is the meaning of refresh the OS?
Reinstalling fresh items for the computer.
Yes, reinstalling the operating systems. Edison, are you clear? Fad? Dulin? Everybody?
Sir,
Yes,
reinstalling means we are changing
Yes,
the settings or
No, reinstalling means we are installing the fresh copy, Baba. Fresh copy.
so then the files all will be deleted.
Yes, all the old system files has been deleted. Will be deleted. So remember, when you do this refresh the OS, you have to make sure that you have your personal data already backup. Otherwise, those also gone, right? Good question. Personal data already back it up. You have to back it up. back it up to the external hard disk, right? You know, external hard disk, the storage, secondary storage location where we can keep our data, the secondary data. Most of the, see, I have a storage now, actually my laptop at the moment. See, I have in this my laptop, I have a very very small hard disk, I mean internal hard disk. So this is my internal hard disk, local C and local D, right? You have to මේවා දැනගන්නවා. මේ තියෙන්නේ local C, මේ තියෙන්නේ මගේ බලන්න දැන් මෙතන තියෙන C 43 GB plus 194. Actually this is 256. 256 GB. This is, I have SSD. Actually this is M.2 NVMe SSD hard disk එකක් තියෙන්නේ මගේ, right? So my operators, basically I keep my OS on there. What is this? This is my external hard disk.
External.
Yeah, my all the data will be here. I can remove it any time. It's a plug and play. Because I save it here because I'm sure about this external hard disk. So these things not sure, because you know, if this trash, I can't get it. But anyway, I have a backup solution here, OneDrive. This is my backup solution. Most important data will be back it up in the cloud environment.
So how do we do that?
Baba, cloud environment, this is normally OneDrive, you can, in the free of charge, you can have a 5 GB. This is paid version because I paid for license for my company. So I have 1 terabyte of hard space on the cloud. So I pay like, I think less than $5 per month per license, right? I have several licenses for my other purposes. So anyway, on OneDrive, this is given by the Microsoft. If you get a Microsoft account, you will get this one. You will get a lot of features within this small amount, $5. You can use online office package, and you can use Microsoft Teams license, and you can use OneDrive 1 terabyte. So most important thing is for me to the OneDrive, because I am safe. Whatever happened to laptop, whatever happened to my devices, I don't care, because my data is reside on the cloud. So if the Microsoft done my data, so that is their fault. Right? Normally, so see, Microsoft is a number one, you know, it's a top 10 company in the world, right? So nothing happened to my data. I'm pretty sure about that, right? Right. All right. Let's move on. Right. So that is why he say read-only memory is the most commonly used store programs which need to be available for the PC at all the times. In such program which has to be available to boot up the PC each time in turn. Yes. So this BIOS system check all the hardware configuration is available, or is it set up to the functions, right? To operate correctly, right? So if you change the, if you go to BIOS, right? If you change the bootloader, your machine will be not turning on. That is obvious, right? Assuming that I am going to boot, I remove all the boot sequence except CD-ROM. That means I remove my hard disk from the boot sequence. I remove my X network drive from the boot sequence, and I only kept DVD ROM. That means the boot sequence only check the, when the machine is start, the operating bootloader file, whether it is on the your CD-ROM. Assuming that we didn't apply any CD to my CD-ROM. Even I don't have any no, we'll assume that we don't have CD in my DVD writer. So can it function now? No, it can't function because the boot sequence check in only the CD or the DVD writer, whether the system file is there. If it is not there, the machine will be blank. It's like a black screen only, not loaded. So now you can think of how powerful this BIOS setup, right? If the BIOS is not configured properly, your machine will not be turned on. Remember that, right? Because all the hardware configurations, hardware diagnostic, everything is on this BIOS program, right? So even the machine is turn off or the turn on, this file will not affect that. It still remain forever. But remember, this BIOS we call as another name. මේක මතක තියාගන්න. Firmware කියලා කියන්නේ. Firmware. We call them as, shall we update the firmware? What's the meaning of that? Shall we update the firmware of the device? Shall we update the firmware? What do you mean by the firmware? Firmware means they are talking about the BIOS setup. So this BIOS also, what? The firmware is an application, no, Baba? We say this, assuming that this my laptop is a Dell machine, right? So Dell machine make the firmware application very first time. But gradually, every software will be evolving, no? Right? Day by day, they are changing their actually they are enhancing the features, functions, properties, characteristics, right? Methods every time. So when you apply the things, new things, the firmware also upgrade. We say the upgrade. Update නෙමෙයි. Update can it's like a today, tomorrow update, something like that. This is upgrade means what do you mean by the upgrading? So this is related to the systems upgrading. This is related to hardware upgrading. අපිට upgrade කරන්න පුළුවන් බබා දෙකක් system. උදාහරණයක් කලින් මගේ මැෂින් එකේ Windows 8.1 නම් තිබ්බේ මම Windows 10 දානවා බබා. I am installing Windows 10. That is my upgrade of Windows from 8.1 to Windows 10. Now Windows 11 is already launched, no? 11 is coming. So normally if you have a license of Windows 10, you are automatically you are eligible to go for upgrade to Windows 11. So that's the system. That's the software industry, right? If you have a paid licenses of Windows 10, so you will be granted to, you will be privileged to get it new versions without any cost. So that is done by the every software company, not only the Microsoft. Even we say Red Hat. If you purchase the Red Hat Linux, right, operating system, it's a powerful OS, commercial OS, right? So if we say you have a Linux version 7.0, if they release 8.0, you are free of charge, you are eligible to upgrade. That is called upgrade. See, even I have I have Apple phone, right? My Apple phone, if I want to upgrade, so iOS, this operating system automatically downloading and ask for installing. Okay, you have a new upgrade of OS. Can you install? Can we install? So normally they are asking few times. After that, they are making the decision. The phone itself making the decision. Okay, my user is not considering this upgrade, so I have to do it. They automatically upgrade. Even we don't accept or not, they don't care. So my machine will be, my computer or my phone will be automatically restarted, or we say that reboot it, and it's going to update. So that is the nature of the operating system. That is the nature of the computer world. You should know. These are very basic things. Upgrade. Remember, upgradation, the word, not only the operating system, not only the system you can upgrade, right? You can upgrade hardware, right? So we were done a lot of hardware upgradations, right? We were doing and we are doing also now itself, because some company request to upgrade their operating systems, right? How we upgrade their operating system? So we then what we do is, sorry, they want to upgrade the hardware. Hardware again, අපි හිතමු කලින් machine එක තිබ්බේ Core i3 machines තිබ්බේ. Performance අඩු machines තිබ්බේ. ඒගොල්ලෝ upgrade කරන්න කියන අපිට ඕන Windows Core i5 machines. This is totally upgradable. Upgrade of hardware. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි physical laptop ඒගොල්ලෝ ඇත්තටම use කරන්නේ නැහැ. තියෙන ඒවා ඒගොල්ලෝ අලුත් laptop request කරනවා. That is called hardware upgradation, right? Because you know why you mama prashnayak ahana, right? You just think of this question. Why company wants to upgrade their hardware? Or for example, why I will simplify this. Why company would like to upgrade their laptops, desktops, the physical devices? Why they want to upgrade? What do you think?
To make it even more fast.
Yeah, one is make it even more faster. Anything?
So they can have better performance in the future.
Very good. The performance, peak performance. They won't get performance. Anything? Why they want to upgrade? Why company like to upgrade their hardwares? Just you think about yourself. Why you want to upgrade your mobile phone? Earlier my first phone is iPhone, I think 4 or something. I mean first phone means ඊට වඩා මම කලින් පාවිච්චි කරා normal 1100 පාවිච්චි කරා රුපියල් 1000ට තිබ්බ phone උත් මම කියන්නේ මම job එකට ගියාට පස්සේ I brought Apple very first time Apple phone. I think way in back 2012 or something. 12 or so now after 2-3 years I will upgrade, right? Something like that. So why everybody like to upgrade their hardware? Then සමහර අය then ගොඩක් wealthy person ඒගොල්ලෝ කාස් මාරු කරනවානේ. කාර් එකක් පදින්න සාමාන්‍ය අවුරුදු දෙකයි. They want to buy a new car. So because they want to show their prestige, they like it, right? There are a lot of features, lot of we say that needs, what see, lot of likes, right? We have, right? So we like to use new things, right? Okay, so what do you think? What are the main reasons for the hardware upgradation? Anything? Performance? Okay. More faster? Okay. Anything else?
Sir, new features.
Yeah, new features. That's good. Why new features? Because new functionalities. Because sometimes our new systems, new softwares doesn't match with the hardware, right? Doesn't match with the hardware. It's like this: hardware this way and software this way, right? So we are launching new operating system, new versions. We are launching the new apps, right? But these apps and OSs are made with new technologies. But thing is, we still use a legacy system. What do you mean by the legacy system? I said that. I have given this word earlier. Legacy system. It's the old system. All hardware. What will happen? These new apps, new OS, new functionalities, new features of application will not get their optimum performance with this hardware, existing hardware.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, tell me.
Sir, what is the difference between UEFI?
Yeah, I will come to that. That is legacy system and UEFI, right? These are normal file system, two file system. Nowadays, UEFI. So this UEFI is more faster than these because Windows 10 is works mostly in the this UEFI. That is the file system, right? The configuration file system. The legacy system nowadays no one is used, but everybody nowadays laptop we have only UEFI, right? So these are system configuration file in the BIOS level, right? BIOS level. Right here, what I said that here the legacy system is your hardware. Your hardware is not capable of giving the good performance to these software because some very simple no there are games gahana games gahadi the powerful game. Give me the name of the powerful games.
Fortnite.
Fortnite,
Roblox.
Watch
Roblox,
Dogs.
Hot Dogs,
GTA.
GT, right? Good, right? So you are I know that you are better than me on this area because I am not a game player, right? But every children they like, right? Normal, even in especially in your age, so they are mad at games, right? So that is obvious. That is it's a nature, right? So they like to play games. The boys like mostly boys. They are enjoy with computer games. Actually, I can also enjoy, but I don't have time to enjoy. Right? I also like to play games. But anyway, right. So these games, Baba, you know that when you install it, but you can't install. There are minimum system requirement, right? You should have 2 GB what VGA card minimum or 4 GB. Even if you don't have 4 GB, you can't install even. Your machine is not capable of installing that application, a game into your machine because of your hardware is so much of obsolete because these technologies, these OS, these application technologies, they use more utilization of the hardware resources. So your hardware resources should be more sufficient to play with your new games applications, right? Understand now? දැන් මේ concept
Yes.
එක ඔලුවට දාන්න. You have to
Yes.
put these things on your memory. These are this I said that these technologies there's not like science, other subject, maths and all. This is the technology subject, right? You have to think. You have to get the ideas on your mind, right? And you have to practice it. The technology subject you can't buy hard and you have to even no point of buy hard in and passing the exam. So exam pass is the only one thing, right? The knowledge is totally different. So because we know that once in go to the industry, right? We were getting many university degrees, qualified interns, and they are coming with work with us, and and we know how they work. The main thing is they don't have census first one, right? They don't nowadays. Now these new generations, right? So actually we can't we have very struggling with working with new generations. මොකද වැඩ කරන්න බෑ ඒගොල්ලත් එක ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ඇටිටියුඩ් වෙනස් කර හිතන පතන විදිය වෙනස් ඒගොල්ල ගොඩාක් ෂෙල්ෆිෂ් right. So number one shellfish in ඒගොල්ලන් හරි අමාරුයි. So when it's come to the work environment very difficult to work. But අපේ කාලේ අපි 80s වල ඉන්න කට්ටිය ගොඩක් අපිට පුළුවන් අපිට පෑල් වෙන්න පුළුවන් ඕන එක්කෙනෙක් එක ඒ අර mutual understanding එක තියෙන. But now new generation is fairly different. So you should know that everybody when you go to work or somewhere, every time you have to help them, right? You have to support them. So you don't think about I am doing a job. You have to enjoy your work, right? So we never work for 8 hours. We work sometimes 10. When we work, we don't think about the work. I never think about the time and all, right? I only work, right? So then only the spirit comes to your mind and your body, right? When the spirit, the God will give the spirit. right? So you have to think that, right? Never think about the time wasting, right? So every time you have to help your students, your colleagues. So this is not one game, right? This is, we have to go with hand in hand. So you remember that when you go, when you bigger, right? You have to think of others as well, right? Then we didn't see any new generation. Most of the 95% of the people are, right, not like that. මොකද අපි වැඩ කරානේ ඉතින් මේ දැන් මෑතක් වෙනකම් වැඩ කරා මම නම් දැන් අවුරුදු 15ක් තිස්සේ ඉතින් අපි so we know a lot of younger guys how they behave, right? So this is terrible situation. This is only, I think, in Sri Lanka, not foreigners. No, foreigners they are very helpful people, foreign peoples, but Sri Lankan, we don't know what happened to our nation, right? All right, then we talk about the CPUs, right? Okay, tell me about the main part of the CPUs.
Motherboard.
No, Baba. Wait. Who said that motherboard? No worries.
Sir,
What? I means name. Edison and Fadil. Yeah. Fadil, remember this? You have to know this, right? Nah, good question. අපිට වරදින්න ඕනේ. If you only make the mistake, you will realize the correct things, right? If you do not do the mistake, right, you can't learn. Mistake කරන්න තමයි ඕගොල්ලෝ ඉගෙන ගන්න. අපිත් එහෙමයි. We still do the big mistakes, but every time we have to come up from the mistake and we have to finalize. We have to get the correct things, right? Okay. Let me give 1 second because I want to switch on the fan because this now is hot. 1 second. All right. So Fadil and Edison, this motherboard is, I said that motherboard is something else. It's a main circuit board. Even though we are fixing the CPU in the main circuit board, motherboard is totally different, right? CPU is the brain of the computer. It's not belongs to the motherboard at all. CPU is the brain of the computer, right? It's the chip. Anyway, the slot is here, definitely. The motherboard is the main circuit board. Every RAM, ROM, whatever the VGA card, sound card, all the power supply, USB ports, right? Connectors, everything is here. The connector. This is like a foundation of the big house. Before making the big house or big building, you have to put a foundation. On the foundation only a motherboard like guys. So we are fixing, we are building a wall from the foundation. Same, that's the same concept here. The brain of the CPU is a single piece, right? It's a very single piece. It's not belongs to the motherboard, right? But anyway, it's fixed on the motherboard. The chip is there. The chip, the connector is there. We have to connect to the motherboard. That is obvious. But the CPU is not related to the motherboard, right? Am I clear to you? දැන් කවුරු හරි ආවෝ CPU එක කියන්නේ ඕගොල්ලෝ motherboard එක කියලා කිව්වොත් මටත් ගුටි කන්න වෙන්නේ. Who is the teacher කියලා හයි, right? Right? So don't tell my name, right? Joke, right? Right? So motherboard is totally different, right, than the CPU, right? Motherboard, CPU is the processor. මේකට කියන නම මොනවාද? Processor. Anything else? Microprocessor. Right? It's a microprocessor. All right. So processor, microprocessor, CPU, these are the names of the. or the center. CPU means central processing unit. Great. Okay, now we have to think about main components of the CPU. අපි බලමුකෝ දන්නවද කියලා මම නිකන් අහන්නම් බලන්න. කවුද බලමු දන්නේ? Let's see.
Shall I name a few?
Yeah. Go ahead, Edison.
No, sir, this is Dulin.
Dulin. Yeah, tell me, Dulin. So your all voice are same. Tell me.
Control unit,
Okay, good. Control unit.
Sir,
alien,
arithmetic logical unit.
Yes, Dulin. Dulaj, right? Is
Yes,
that
sir.
Dulaj? Okay, Dulaj. Arithmetic and logical unit. Anything else? Guys? CPU parts. මේවා උගන්වනවා මේ grade 5 වල. Right? Grade 5 Cambridge. You have to go back to your 3 years back and think of IT. What are the parts of the CPU, right? This is belongs to grade 5. This is not a grade 8. What are the other parts? Why registers? Oh, guys,
yes,
registers or the buffer or the memory. We call them as a memory. Good, we have a lot of similar names for one thing, right? In IT, very cute subject, right? Control unit, arithmetic and logic unit, registers. What about buses? Not the our nowadays we can't see buses, right? So no buses in Sri Lanka still, right?
Yeah.
We have only cars and cars and motor bicycles this time, this COVID situation. So buses not allowed still, right? I don't know. I think that yesterday, but I didn't go out. I have to see whether buses are there now, right? So that's the so these buses. So there's a concept called buses. You know, buses. What the buses doing? People, very simple. People traveling from one place to another, right?
but sir,
One.
in this type of bus, what do they do?
Yeah, that's what. I'll come to that. Yeah, people traveling from one place to another. So you have to think about now. Is this the concept the same? I said that I am saying the same concept here. Now what would be the answer then? You have to think. You have a good brain, right? You use your brain.
People transferring.
I think I am getting an answer. But I didn't clear. Can you clarify again? Your mic is not audible properly.
I will tell it to you.
Yeah.
Use,
Tell. No, yeah, your
user,
voice. Okay, go
user
ahead.
transferring information.
Yeah, transfer. Very good. Yeah,
User
transfer.
transferring information from.
Yes, good. Place to place. Yeah. The buses actually doing transferring or transferring people, right? Same concept here, right? Buses can transfer data from CPU. CPU main deal it with RAM. Oh, sorry. CPU main deal with whom? Mainly deal with which component? CPU is the best friend of CPU is who?
The
What is the main best?
Buses.
No. I am asking best friend. CPU
control,
may no CPU. See, this is a part of the CPU, right? All the control units is the part of the CPU. Arithmetic and
Control.
logic.
See,
Arithmetic and logical unit is the part of the CPU. Registers is the part of the CPU. Buses is the part of the CPU. I am not asking that. I am asking when you take the CPU as a whole. So what is the other device in computer, hardware device, the dealing with CPU mainly dealing with whom? I just asking again who is the best friend of CPU in the computer?
motherboard,
No, not the motherboard.
Sir,
So is
RAM
it
won't
RAM?
come.
Yeah, RAM. Who said that? Fadil?
So is it RAM?
Edison, sir.
Ah, Edison. Yes, RAM is the best friend of the CPU.
So we do that.
Right? RAM is the best friend of the CPU. All right? Because CPU mainly deal with random access memory because they have a big deal, big connection, right? CPU and the RAM, they are like a cousins, right? They are like a twins, right? So they are pair, hand in hand. The function is goes as a hand in hand every time. So main deal going with the in the computer, main deal in happening from the CPU with the RAM. Got it? Great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Right. Now you know part of the CPU. Now we'll go for the specific parts. We'll talk about the specific part. First of all, we take about these are very basic, right? Grade 6, grade 5 things. But you still, I feel that you didn't get understanding properly. So anyhow, we'll do it. Control unit. What are the things you know about the control unit? These are computer science. Computer science. Tell me.
Sir, it controls all the
Which
functions of the computer.
which operates the computer?
It operates the computer. Right. Operates. I take the keywords only. Operates. Anything else? Control unit.
Sir, it controls the functions.
Very good. Controls. Operate. Controls. Functions. Anything? Guys, your chance. Open your mouth. This class is free to open. Everybody, you can talk anything, either wrong or correct. Doesn't matter. So you are here to speak up with your lecturer.
Sir, it controls devices.
Yes, very good. Devices. Great answer. Devices. Who said that?
Sir, Dulin.
Tulin. So
So
I am still not, I still, my memory is not configuring the four voices, Dulin, Dulaj, Fad, right? Edison. I have to separate your analog signal to the digital signal.
but
Tell me, control unit, what are the main function? Okay, that's fine. So good
so
answers.
converting
Yeah.
instructions to commands.
Yeah, control unit. Yeah, so I will say yes, commands. Yes, commands. Good Vachana. That's correct. Commands. Oh, I'll come to the subject. Okay, control unit, I will tell like this. Control unit is the main part of the CPU. Main part of the CPU. It's like a, think about the your classroom. There's a monitor. You know, when the monitor, you remember now your monitor. Okay, he's not smart guy, right? He's like sometimes he's a tough guy. So I think I got many tough monitors and smart monitors when I were in my in my college, right? So we have monitors, right? Everybody in school, you can remember your monitor. Sometimes your monitor is your friend, or sometimes it could be enemy, right? Don't know, right? Just joke, right? Okay. So main part of the CPU, monitor. So think about the monitor role. He gives some instructions, right? Actually, we have to obey because somehow he's the monitor, no? It's like a boss. Somehow he's a boss, no? Right? So monitor, we have to obey. We have to obey them, right? අපි ඒගොල්ල කියන ඒවා අහන්න ඕන instruction. නැත්නම් what they do, they will complain to teacher. They will complain to section head. They will complain to even to go to principal. There are different kind of monitors are there. They have different attitudes, right? That doesn't matter. So anyway, the same thing here. The CP, the control unit, it's like a monitor. That means control unit controls everything in and out of computer system. That means control unit is the person who gives instruction to the ALU. CU gives instructions. What? Registers. Control unit gives instruction to the hardware, peripherals, which is attached to the computer system. So when you come to the CPU, is the 85% of the main role will be done by the control unit, right? And control unit generates signals. These every instructions going through the signal. We say that control signals. And there's another signal can be generated by the control unit. These are timing signals. Timing signals. දැන් මේක මම මේ ඇඩ්වාන්ස් කරන්න මේ මෙච්චර ඕනේ නැහැ. මම මේ කරන්නේ ටිකක් ඕගොල්ලන්ට පොඩ්ඩක් ඔලුවට එන්න. control unit එක okay, what is our sir say that control unit is the main part of the CPU. And our sir say that the control units can control everything internally, externally of the computer system, total computer system. And our sir said that control unit can generate signals, control signals and timing signals, right? According to the requirement that they can generate and they can send it across to the devices and the other parts of the computer system. Everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
Great, right. So that's about the control unit, right? So, okay, now we'll come to the other part. Control unit finish. Now we'll come to control unit is the main part of the CPU. We finish that. Now we'll come to the other parts. ALU. Everybody know this. Tell me about ALU. Now your chance. Open your mouth.
Sir, the ALU controls the arithmetic and logical calculations we do in the computer.
Right.
ALU.
Very good. Calculations. Yeah, good point. Calculations. Anything?
Reading, writing.
Sorry?
Sir, reading, writing.
Reading, writing. Reading, writing of what? Anything else? Try. So you just think about the name itself, arithmetic. Oh, if you are good at math, arithmetic, that means arithmetic operation. That means addition,
Subtraction,
subtractions,
multiplication and division.
yes, multiplication and divisions. Right? These things, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Right? Okay, so these things are arithmetic operations. Right? Okay. So next one, arithmetic operations. So addition means addition, subtraction minus, multiplication, this one, division, divide, bedima, right? So these are done by the control unit. Arithmetic operations are done by the ALU. And another, see, logical, that's the other name. Arithmetic and logical unit, no? Logical unit, no? So what are the logic operation? Logic operation means there are some logic, we say that logic gates. So we will learn later logic gates. The basic logic gates, I will give one few example. OR gate, AND gate.
Sir,
Just,
what do those mean?
yeah. So I don't want to go in detail, right? These not related to this, right? But just remember the names only. But these things come on your syllabus. At that time, I will teach OR gate, AND gate, and the I say that NOT gate. These gates, Baba, you know, logic, no, It's logic means it's like this. For example, A and B. Assuming that if you want to do A levels, you have to one option, you have to pass maths. You have to maths, and you have to, assuming that you have to pass science as well. So if you want to pass both maths and science, right? That means AND gate. That is the two logics. You have to pass maths, at the same time you have to pass science. Then only you can do A levels. That's kind of a concept called AND gate. OR gate means, assuming that, yeah, wait. OR gate means there's a concept we assuming that you only want to pass the maths or science. So then only you can use OR gate. Only one logic is satisfied, that means output is satisfied. And NOT gate means it's like this, right? For example, if the valve is, assuming that the motor, this water tank, or if the valve is, we say valve is off, right? That means valve is off. What is the opposite of that? Valve can be on. If the valve is on, what is the opposite thing? NOT gate means valve is off. That's the concept of NOT gate. NOT gate means we say a negation, right? Or the opposite, right? So that is the logic gate. So these, don't think about much these. Don't go in detail, because you are still grade 8. We have grade 9, grade 10, right? So don't worry about that. So only basic things they are expecting to in your level, right? Not even this, even not in this level even, right? So I just give some more information, because then you can grab things very easily. That's what, right? So you just get the insight of this, right? Don't there's nothing to buy hard, right? But you have to remember things, basic things you should know. What do you mean by basic things? You should know what are the part of the CPU, right? For example, you have a control unit, ALU, registers, buses, and you should know each and every task, at least 2-3 tasks. Control unit we have done, ALU we have done, and registers. Now we'll talk about the registers. Registers, Baba, in the name itself, you say that the memory. Registers in this memory, right? Memory. Memory means we have two kind of registers. We have a general purpose registers. General, we have a special purpose. Special. General means we are commonly used. For example, assuming that it's like this. You have a cupboard. You have a cupboard in your home. In that cupboard you have small locks, right? Normally there are common lock. We can put what we can put our for example, we say our normal we say electronic equipments, our chargers, our hardware, small stuff, cables and all. It's a common thing. Everything we can put those common, pen, pencil, those things, stationary stuff. But special purpose means, Baba, we have a lock in our cupboard, but it's like a locker. We can lock it, and we can put some only, for example, jewelry, no? Jewelry. Sometimes we can put our watches, right? Some in important, some we say expensive items, only chain, bracelet, something like that. Some jewelry, gold, silver, those kind of things. So it is only for specially, right? We are not putting everything there. We only put jewelry in that small locker, right? Same thing here. The concept registers, the CPU needs some common storage. In order to perform their day-to-day operation, they want to keep some storage. So for that, they use general purpose registers. Okay. And they have special purpose registers. That is, they are only for use for specific tasks. For example, we have a special purpose register called, you don't want to buy hard, I just give the name MAR, memory address register. We have a store data register. We have a memory buffer register, right? We have a stack pointer. We have a program counter. We have a instruction register. We have accumulator. These are inside the CPU, inside the special purpose registers. So I just give some hint. You don't, so just get the idea. Nothing to buy hard. These are very, very, inside stuff. So these things, Baba, for the, these are called special purpose registers. These, everything is inside the CPU, right? So we remember, we have think, okay, this is CPU, right? How these things, a lot of things are there, right? Yeah, that's the electronic, right? That's the electronic concept, right? So there are special purpose registers inside the CPU. So that is specifically used for special purposes only. So there are some general purpose registers. They are generally used for some general purposes only. So that is about registers. Am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great, right? Okay. I missed one thing. Comparison operations, right? So that is also part of the what ALU. ALU have three things. What ALU has: arithmetic, arithmetic operations, and logical operations. Another one is comparison operations. You know, comparison operations. Comparison operation means it's like this: A equal B, A not equal B, A greater than B, A less than B, A greater than or equal B, A less than or equal B, A equal B, right? So these are comparison. Comparison means we are comparing one object with another object. So for that we have comparison operators. So these are operators: equal, not equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal, less than or equal. These are operators. What operators? Comparison operators. Got it? So that function
Yes,
also
sir.
done by the ALU. So ALU has three sub functions: arithmetic operations, logical operations, and the comparison operations. So those are main key sub functions which is done by the ALU. Am I right to you?
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay. So, all right. Here we go. Right.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah, Baba, tell me.
Sir, I have heard in our previous grade, we were taught about computer viruses. So, what is a Trojan horse virus?
Yeah, actually, it's not a part of the this one. See, so you have to ask. So normally that's fine, right? You can ask questions, but you have to ask questions, Baba, only related to whatever I am teaching at the moment. But when I come to the viruses, better to, because then I have to jump to the viruses, then I have to explain that things. No, so then again I have to come back to the our main topics. So then that will distraction the this our normal this thing, right? So what we can, Trojan horses are things, right? I will just because of asking, I will tell you. So that is a malicious code, right? Malicious code. So we say that suspicious code, once it's installed, Baba, without unknowing, right? Without user knowing, they do some things. They can get some, personal or some confidential data, and they can go out. So these Trojan horses sometimes come from emails, Even with the, if you are connected to the internet, it will comes, right? If your firewall is not greater enough to protect these Trojan horses, that might affect, right? These are malicious code, malicious software, right? So which can, harmful to your computers, right? So don't worry about that. So we will come to later. I will teach everything, right? So, right, don't worry about that. So you are I said that earlier, you are learning you are learning IT not from the teacher, right? So you are learning IT from the engineer, right? Not only the engineer, it goes beyond that, but assuming that from the engineer. So you can compare with the teacher and the engineer, who is the best. I am not saying that I am the best, but so everybody knows the two difference of the name, right? Engineer and the teacher, right? So I am teaching, but I am not a teacher, right? Right. All right. So, okay. Now I think I have missed one thing. What? Bus. Ne?
Yes, sir.
Yes, buses. දැන් බලන්න ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ පොතේ ඒක නැහැ. Right? It's not here.
Yes, sir.
So here you have only two things, control unit. Even they don't mention the registers, nothing like that. But I will give a small hint here, right? Buses. What do you mean by the bus, right? Bus means we have actually, there are three buses. We have a data bus. We have address bus, right? We have a control bus, right? Control bus. So we have three buses. Data bus travels data from one location to another, okay? From one location to another, all right? So address bus carries addresses. What addresses? The memory addresses. What do you mean by the memory address? This is important thing. I will draw the memory. Sorry, it's normally my drawing is like this, it's careless drawing. But I have done art. I have passed art, but I don't know why my art right, like this kind of a word things. Right here, right. Now I can draw nicely, but right here, RAM, random access memory, right? Baba, it's like this. We have addresses, memory I will put the number 001, 002, 003, 004, 005, 006. These are memory locations, right? We are labeling it, right? So we have specific memory locations. So we call them as a memory address. Remember that, memory address. So we should know memory addresses. It's like a cupboard. You say that, some cupboard, there are labeling, okay, number 1, number 2, number 3. You just think about that. Very simple to understand, right? Here, Baba, inside that we have data. We say A, B, C, D. Not only the data, sometimes instructions. A0005, some instruction. Mul 15, add 25, load, subtraction, multiplication. So these are, so remember, now you think, so computer memory computer memory can store instructions and data. These are data. These are data which is inside the memory. You have random access memory, you have data. Apart from data, some memory location, you refer addresses, instructions. We have instruction. This is multiplication instruction. We have adding instructions. We have a loading instructions. We have a subtraction instruction. We have again multiplication instruction. So this is the structure of the computer memory, random access memory, Baba. We have a memory location. We call them as a memory addresses, which is defined by the memory location. So every memory locations, every memory location, they have specific memory addresses. So the CPU knows this. CPU, when if the CPU wants to go to the specific memory location, they first go to the memory addresses. It's like this. I want to meet you. How I can meet you? If I want to meet you, I have to first get your address, where you are located. I am asking. Fadil give you address. We say, Fadil say, okay, sir, my address is number 51. We say Colombo something. Then I have to come to number 51. Then assuming that I want to come to Dulaj house. So Dulaj give the number. Dulaj say, okay, sir, my address is number 20 or 21. So I will come. I have to first come to number 21. That means then only I am coming and knock the door. Then Dulaj is inside. Dulaj is the date at the moment. So first of all, I have to come to your doorstep. That means I have to come to your place. That is refers to the memory address, like your home address. So you are inside the home. Then only I can meet you. Same concept here, Baba. Right? So computer memory has a memory addresses. So CPU, when the CPU wants to come to get that actually read or write data onto it, first CPU wants to find the address. CPU comes from looking for address. Okay, where I have to go first? What's the number? After reaching there, then only they go inside and they get the data, or they read the instruction, or they write the instruction, or they read the value, or they write the value, or they update the value, or they modify the value, or they delete the value, or something like that. Got it? This is, Baba, computer science. You have to think of
Yes.
how it works, right? So computer memory. This is, I am talking about random access memory. I am not talking about other memories. I am talking about the random access memory. So random access memory, they have memory locations, memory addresses, right? And they have inside. So if the CPU wants to go to some specific location, CPU find the memory location very first time. Remember, the computer memory, random access memory, the every location, they can keep the data, they can keep the value, or they can keep the instructions. Instruction means the what you have to do, or what is the purpose. The data is the what is the raw data or the facts. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Great. Right. So those things, I think now you have very good understanding.
Yes, sir.
One second. Right. All right. Now, okay. Right. Any question, Baba, up to this? So today we have discussed a lot of things, right? I don't know. I think you are remembering things, right? All right.
Yes, sir.
Oh, right. Okay. Memory. So this is, we talk about the normal memory. So that is all. It's a high level, right? So it's talk about the random access memory, Then see, you have two kind of memory, right? We have two kind of computer storage will be divided by like this.
Excuse me, sir.
Right.
Sir, what happened?
Yeah, it's okay. Right. Give me a second. Can you share? Can you see my desktop?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, wait.
Yes, sir.
Right. Computer storage. Right. Right. This is storage. Normally it goes like this, right? Primary storage and the secondary storage, right? Primary storage, we say that another name for what? Anything? Anyone? It's a main memory.
Main memory.
Secondary storage, anyone? Name? Any other name? Backend storage. Hi. All right. Here, Baba, primary memory, right? Primary memory, we have what? RAM and
Wrong.
ROM. We talk about these two perfectly. Random access memory, ROM. Backend storage devices, we have several parts. We say that first one, magnetic storage. Magnetic storage, this is about hard disk, floppy disk, zip disk, jazz disk, something like that. Magnetic storage, then we have optical storage, that is CDs, DVDs. Optical storage, we have, for example, CD compact disc, Who left? Right. CDs, DVD. DVD means what? Digital?
video,
Versatile. මේවා හරියට දැනගන්න ඕන. Versatile disk. දන්නේ නැත්නම් ලියා ගන්න කොහේ හරි. Digital versatile. CD means compact disc, DVD. CDR means compact disc recordable. CDRW means rewritable. Compact disc rewritable. Compact disc rewritable. DVD-R means that is called DVD, digital versatile disc recordable. We have Blu-ray disc. That is all are under optical, right? Optical storage. Next one we have flash, sorry, yes, flash memories. Flash memories. Flash memory means we have a pen drives, external hard disks, memory chips, SD card, pen drive, thumb drive, storage. Those are flash memories. Another one here, magnetic storage. I didn't mention tape drives. Tape drives basically used for legacy backup system. Earlier we actually tape drives is still we use tape drives. It's for the legacy backup system. Nowadays we have a modern backup cloud storage. Like network as attached system NAS storage. We have cloud storage solution. We have a lot of VMware, vSphere. We have Azure cloud. We have a Google cloud. We have AWS, Amazon Web Services, a lot of stuff. Those are new technologies. I love to learn these things. Very interesting, very, very interesting. New technologies are so much interesting stuff. Baba, IT is a most interesting industry in this world. Are you agree with that? Huh?
Yes, sir.
yes,
Yeah, it's the most interesting industry in the world, IT. Right? If you are an IT guy, everybody respect you. You have to see respect. You have to earn respect. You can't. Respect is not coming. Respect is coming due to your attitude, your ambition, your status, how you treat others, how you feel others, how you think others. That's the respect is not coming from money. Don't think about money. Money is nothing, right? Money I can earn money tomorrow. I can lost, right? That is money is not the life, right? So respect, you have to earn respect. So you have to know how you can earn the respect. So that respect comes from outside, right? So how you treat others, basically, that's the number one. So how you talk to others, how you treat to others, how you help to others. So that from that only you will get respect. The same thing here, the IT industry. So when you become IT guy, you have ethical responsibility, right? Ethical responsibility. So even you are learning IT means you should know how you should know IT ethics. I will teach you IT ethics, right? අපි කවදාවත් password එක කාටවත් දෙන්නේ නැහැ. වෙන එක්කෙනෙක්ගේ password එක we can't give to others. That is ethical responsibility. You can't disclose personal informations, right? It's we have, you know, in UK we have a DP at data protection laws. In Sri Lanka there's nothing in like that. In UK we will learn when we are doing degrees. So we have a DPA Act 1994 Data Protection Act. In Sri Lanka, nothing like that. No data protection laws, but there are some, but it's not, Sri Lankan laws is like, commercial. It's like chewing gum, right? It's people to people difference, right? So, but in foreign countries, not like that, right? Especially Europe countries, right? Now actually we can't say UK is a Europe country because UK came out from the European Union, right? So now UK stay out from the European Union. So anyway, UK has a lot of laws, right? Data protection laws, copyrights law, patent laws, right? Those laws, right? So under data protection law, there are ethical responsibilities. You have to adhere to those things. When you do IT, you can't disclose your personal data, someone's personal data to others. You can't give your password to others. You can't hack data. You can't corrupt data. You can't discriminate things. You can't you can't do hacking, right? It's not ethical, right? So you have to know these. If you are a smart IT guy, you have to follow these things. Okay, right, right. All right. So I think we have discussed those stuff. Right, I think we know these things, kilobyte, megabyte, we have discussed these things. Right? Right. Now, actually, these are very cool topics, right? About IT, right? Hardware stuff. But boys are very like to learn this stuff, right? All right. Tell me about okay, I think you know better than me, this stuff. Gaming. Basically, uh, okay. What do you know about the VGA card? Now open your mouth.
If VGA card is very low GB, it won't support the high GB games.
I didn't get you. What?
If the VGA card space is a very low GB, it won't support for editing and for high GB games.
Yeah, that's right. That means if you have a more VGA RAM or more VGA capacity, your machine will get more performance. That's correct. Who said that?
Edison, sir.
Edison. Great Edison. Anyone?
Sir, when the VGA cards, uh, uh, when there's more VGA space, the performance of the game is amazing. So, like it's like live, like amazing. Rather than having less performances in games, when there's more VGA, we get the best experience from the game.
Yes. Yeah, same thing added to the Edison things. Okay, right. Any other? Any other thing you know about VGA?
High GB VGA cards cost a lot.
Yeah, very good. Very good, Edison. That also right, because your normal VGA card is very expensive, right? Very, very expensive. Anything else? What is the name for, what is the definition for VGA? First of all, you should know. No?
Sir, video graphics.
Video graphics means VGA. Hurry again. Tell me correctly.
Sir, video graphics array.
Oh yes, video graphic array or adapter. That's correct, right? That is for VGA, right? So right. So okay, right. So now we will just think about what are the normal VGA cards available, right? I will give. I think we have cards like this. We have a GT set, right? GTX card, right? So GS. So we have a NVIDIA card, right? NVIDIA card. So these cards are normally some gaming laptop or desktop. These cards are inbuilt. Or otherwise, we have to what get the card separate cards. Separate card we have to fix to the motherboard. Motherboard PCIe Express. PCIe Express card, right? මේ separate card අරගෙන we have to fix it. So these cards are very expensive, right? Remember, this is not normally good card would be more than 20,000, right? So we have a Get Force card, right? Get Force. We say that NVIDIA Get Force card, right? NVIDIA Get Force card, right? These RTS cards are expensive, right? So normally we have a RTX 3090, 3080, 2070. There are version, right? So that is called NVIDIA card, graphic card, gaming card, right? We have MSI gaming card, right? So you should know these things, at least, at least some of the names, right? You don't want to buy hard it, but at least then gaming cards ටිකක් කාකට කවුරු හරි ඇහුවොත් අහන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න බෑ. You have to, so you know, you should know Get Force card, right? So product, you have to search from the internet, and you just remember few cards, right? So then only you will have a good understanding about these are the graphics card available at the moment, right? So most powerful graphic card you should know, right? These are very expensive, right? Remember that. Very, very expensive cards, right? So normally there are some cards more than $1,000. More
Sir,
than,
how do they create? Sir, how do they create those video graphic cards?
yeah, they traded Baba. So that is from electronics. So those are all chips and all, right? So that is the creation is come from the electronic stuff, right? So they embedded the chips and all. So they have some powerful circuit boards, right? Memories and all. So if you say that, okay, how do you create the RAM, random access memory? The memory එකක් හදන්නේ කොහොමද? ඒතකොට ඒවල තියෙනවා chips. So ඒවා ඔක්කොම circuit level එකේ. So those things are embedded to the electronic circuits, right? Every chips, right? So normally there are machines. They can inbuilt machines also there. Some are halfway machine, halfway man-made, right? You can circuit board, everything come from the machines. Then after that some electronic people are they are expert at building those things, right? So there are other parts, 50% of the part from the machine made, other one is human made, right? There are some cards like that, and but some special cards are there like GT and Titan. So these NVIDIA GeForce and GTX card, so AMD cards and all those cards, Baba, they made by machines, right? All right. So you just think about these things, right?
Excuse me, sir.
You don't want to buy hard these things, right? So this is uh, I only given most of the information, right? Apart from your see, they only give this video card. So they say that creating the graphics, that's it, right? Nothing but you should know what are the cards, how these buy the actually what are the expensive card and all.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Why are they so expensive? What is the reason?
Yeah, that's right, Baba. What is the reason for Baba the Audi car? What do you
Yeah.
think? What is the expensive for the BMW and the Toyota? What is the expensive car? BMW. So what is the technology behind that? So it's what it's a prestige technology, right? Capacity, performance, security, safety. So because of all stuff, so they are expensive. So same thing here, Baba. When you talk about the graphical, because if you want to make more graphics, right? So they have to use more new technologies. So those circuit boards, those capacitors, they have to buy it, no? So the components and all. So these memory card, Baba, not come like cheap. So these everything you have to, So these are the components, no? So everything's get together, they create the card, no? So this is the cost is high, no? If you more if you so if you want to produce the more performance card, so your raw material, so your investment is high, right? So then only
Yes.
the value also high. That's what. Then අපි the Apple machine එකක් ඇයි එච්චර the Apple එකක් වෙන්න සාමාන්‍ය MacBook එකක් අපිට ගන්න බෑ ලක්ෂ දෙකකට අඩුවෙන් ගන්න බෑ. අඩුම ගානේ ලක්ෂ දෙකක් හෝ ඊට වැඩි ගාණක් ඕනේ MacBook එකක්. ලක්ෂ දෙකකට ගන්නත් බෑ. දැන් නම් ලක්ෂ දෙකක් කිට්ටු කරන්නත් බෑ. අඩුම ගානේ MacBook එකක් ගන්න ලක්ෂ 3කට වැඩි ඕනේ. මං කියන්නේ Apple MacBook එකක් ගන්න. right? So ලක්ෂ 3ක් 4ක් ඕනේ හොඳ MacBook එකක් Mac laptop එකක් ගන්න. මොකද ඒකේ තියෙන ටෙක්නොලොජි එක, ඒකේ තියෙන prestige එක, ඒ ඔක්කොමත් එක්ක තමයි ඒකේ value එක බබා coming, right? All right.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so what do you mean by the network card? We have discussed that, no? Anyone network card එකක් කියන්නේ මොකක්ද?
So allows a computer to connect the computer.
Yes. Normally network card එකක් කියන්නේ NIC, network interface card, right? So we talk about this is right in a networking, right? So this networking card. So every laptop or desktop having the network card, right? From network card, what we do, we will plug our network cable, right? Network cable like අපි plug කරනවා නේද? So this cable come from sometime from the router, or sometime from the switch, or sometime from the hub, whatever. So these are network devices where the internet is provided, right? So there's a patch, we say that patch lead. මේ cable එකට කියනවා අපි patch lead කියලා. Right? So we plug it. Then only our internet, so this router is connected to the cloud or the internet. So that's how we are getting the internet. So this is the cable connection. Nowadays we have Wi-Fi. So if your router has a antenna, Wi-Fi antenna, So our signal comes through and goes like that. So anyway, the Wi-Fi also working. We have a wireless card, wireless chip, small wireless chip that is called Wi-Fi card. Right? This is Wi-Fi card, and we have a network card as well. That is a wired connection. Network card we use wired connection. All right, it's for wired connection. Right. So earlier we have about something called modem. The ඉස්සර අපි internet ගියේ modem වලින්. මට මතකයි 512 you know 512 KB speed එක. What do you think? This is I think more 20 years back. Right? 512 KB baba. Kilobits. Right? Earlier මට මතකයි we earlier Windows 90 I think Windows 97 Windows 97 වල අපි වැඩ කරා. So we are very old people, right? Windows 97 වල වැඩ කරා. So 97 වල we know that earlier I think at home I have yeah I brought I think my sister brought home a modem. Now she's in Australia, right? So she gave me the first laptop. I still remember, right? So when she were, I think she were then I think she was his Hydramini as a financial control. She was in a very good position, right? My big sister now she's in Australia, Sydney, but every time she's scolding me, why you are here, why you are here. She was trying to many times, you know, getting me to Australia, but I rejected. I don't know why is that, because I want to stay here, right? Anyway, so she brought a laptop, I think 55,000, very expensive those time, right? Full set, key, printer and everything. And she brought a modem also. This modem, baba, it's like this. The network earlier cable comes. We have a normal you know, normal SLT phone. From that SLT phone only we are getting the connection, right? Not like today we have straight away fiber. Earlier not like that. From the phone we are connecting, right? So we have a splitter, baba. It's like a small white color splitter. From that splitter there are two things. One is for phone. One cable goes for phone. One cable is the data. It's like this, right? So this phone, baba, this phone cable connected to the mobile, our normal LAN phone, okay? And this one connected to the data comes to the modem, baba, right? Modem. So when it's plugged to the modem, so from the modem we have a cable, and it will plug to the desktop or laptop network interface card, right? That's how the modem works. Modem means modulation, demodulation. Modulation means analog signal converted to the digital signal. Modulation, right? The analog signal is antenna voice, no? This voice signal converted to the digital. Digital signal is like this: 100, 101. These are clock cycle, digital signal. So demodulation means, that means because you know computer only which signal can be recognized. Computer can only recognize which signal. Everybody should know this. Recognize very basic things. Computer can
Binary.
no. Computer can only know digital signal.
Yes, sir.
Not the analog signal. Analog signal computer doesn't know, right? Because computer digital means actually, in other words, binary tamai, but signal is digital. Binary is a bit pattern, right? So digital means 1010. So this signal only can understand by the computer. All right. So modulation is done by that. So demodulation means the modem එකේ නම හැදිලා තියෙන MO කියන්නේ modulation. DEM කියන්නේ DEM කියන්නේ demodulation. Demodulation means this is reverse. Digital signal to the analog signal. You are converting digital signal. That means if you send out the data, right? If you send out the data through this modem, you have to convert, because from here also we have telephone connection. Telephone connection only signal goes analog signal. So when it released to from the computer, because computer send digital signal. So when it's come to the modem takes the computer digital signal, convert it back to the analog signal and send across the telecommunication network, right? So there are two things in the modem, ADC and DAC. ADC mean analog digital converter. Analog digital converter, right? That is called ADC. DAC means digital to analog converter. Digital to analog. Got it? So these converters are in modem. But nowadays what will happen? This modem is replaced by the router. Now we have router.
Yes, sir.
So modem functions, built-in functions are features of the router now. Got it?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Great. See, now you are gaining a lot of knowledge now, right? Isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. So now you will be IT expert, Baba, right? I want you to be IT expert, right? In your class, you will be the best of IT. Everything you should know, right? Right. Ports. Now we will talk about the ports, right? Actually, these all ports, right? මම දන්නේ දැන් මේ ඒක තමයි දැන් මේ පොත් හදලා තියෙන එක. දැන් මම මේ ඇත්තට දැන් මේ පොත මම ටිකක් මට මේ ආවේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ නෝට් එකක් විදියට ආවේ. දැන් මං ගාව තියෙනවා කේම්බ්‍රිජ් බුක් එක. මම දැන් නෙක්ස්ට් වීක් එකේ ඉඳලා ඒක තමයි කරන්නේ. මොකද මේ පොතේ තනි කරම තියෙන්නේ පරණ ඒවා, ඕල්ඩ්. ඒක මම ඇත්ත කියන්නේ. Parents la අහගෙන ඉන්නවනම් අහගෙන ඉන්න. These are very old notes and old system. These are obsolete technology they are teaching. That is happened in Sri Lanka. Even I don't know, but Lyceum normally when they come to the grade 9 only, because they have to follow the there are standard books. Because I am very good at Cambridge and Excel, because I am not teaching now. I am teaching before I start my teaching before I work. That means more than 15 years I am teaching. Right? I mean, mama IT උගන්වනවා, mama ආසයි IT වලට. ඉතින් මේ ලොකුවට එහෙම classes කරන්නේ එහෙම නැහැ. ඔය ළමයි කීප දෙනෙක්ට සාමාන්‍ය අඩුම ගානේ ළමයි 10කට 15කට උගන්වනවා. ඒක කොහොමත් කරගෙන ආව වැඩක් මම ඒ දවස්වල ඉඳලා. එතකොට දැන් මම සිලබස් ගැන හොඳට දන්නවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මගේ සබ්ජෙක්ට් එක, right? So I am good at my subject. I don't know other subject. එතකොට Cambridge වල දැන් මේ notes fully outdated, right? දැන් මේ හතරම දැන් එන machines වල නැහැ. දැන් එන්නේ HDMI එන්නේ, දැන් VGA එන්නේ නැහැ දැන් laptop වල. දැන් මේ serial port, parallel port ඒව ඇත්තෙත් නැහැ. දැන් ඔක්කොම එන්නේ USB type C කියයි, type A කියයි, new USB 3.2 3. ඒව තමයි එන්නේ, right? These are old. දැන් PS2 කවුද උගන්වන්නේ? දැන් මේවා උගන්වලා වැඩක් තියද? මේවා දකින්නේවත් නැහැ, right? එතකොට මේවා old system, right? එතකොට අපි ඉගෙන ගන්න ඕනේ මොකද ඒ කියන්නේ ටෙක්නොලොජි කියන්නේ ටෙක්නොලොජිස් ටෙක්නොලොජි අද කියන ටෙක්නොලොජි නෙවෙයි. මම දැන් අපිත් ගොඩක් දැන් මම වුණත් දැන් මගේ සමහර සබ්ජෙක්ට් මම දැන් මම ගොඩක් නෙට්වර්කින් අනම්මනම් කරනවා IT වල. ඒවල දැන් සමහර ටෙක්නොලොජි අලුත් ඒවා අපි තාම ටච් කරලා නැහැ. අපිට මොකද ඒ ෆැසිලිටි එක නැහැ. මොකද අලුතෙන් එනවා ටෙක්නොලොජි. අලුත් ටෙක්නොලොජි, new technologies are coming day by day. So that's why the main challenge of the IT guy, you should update it. අපිට නිකන් ගවර්න්මන්ට් වල වගේ ඔය ටීචර්ස්ලා වගේ ඔය නිකන් මේ පරණ පොතක් කරගෙන ඉන්න බෑ. එහෙම බෑ. මොකද දැන් මේව උගන්නලා වැඩක් තියෙද කියන්නේ. දැන් මේක මම මේට උගන්නලා what is the importance of the දැන් මේවා මේ machines වල එන්නේ නැත්තම් මේවා ළමයිට පේන්නේ නැත්තම් system වල මේවා use කරන්නේ නැත්තම් මේ technology එක විදියට දැනට use කරලා මේවා obsolete නම් why we are teaching these things? No point, no. Right? Okay, but anyway, I am teaching new things, don't worry, right? I just what happened? Okay, right. So today we will wind up the class, right? So okay, so because now I'm having another class, so I got alert, so I have only 5 minutes. Because today actually these weekends I was very busy. I am very busy with classes. So not only my classes, because I have another, so there are a lot of teachers having classes, so I want to manage and all. So anyway, so today I think we have done a lot of stuff, right? So we will meet next Saturday. So I will share this recording. So I think I didn't see you are looking at my videos YouTube. So some I think I have sent to you. You just look at those things, right? Okay, take care. Bye. Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Good,
Bye.
bye, sir. God bless you.
God bless you. Take care. Bye.
Bye, sir. God bless
Bye.
you, sir.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Take care, sir.